Whenever you're down, out in the cold, faithless and dark, your story's untold. Come take my hand and walk there with me. I know a place where we can be free. There is a light shining for you, guiding your way, helping you through. And shadows and gloom are all that you see. We'll find a place where we can be free.
You in or you out?
Please, in or out of what?
No time for questions. In or out?
Okay, well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Kyoto, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you hit out. Murder, what's the road? Saw him Moscow, Bombada. Play shut up.
Where is this country heading? Where are we going? As a civilization, as an empire, as a state, as a culture, where are we going? If you don't have this crazy, tense feeling,
Alrighty.
if you don't have this feeling, this tense feeling, this confusion, this unknown feeling, and this question as to where this country is going, and you think you have the answer, you gotta kidding me, because nobody knows. Ask around, look around. I don't know. Where are we headed? What's gonna happen after 4 years of the Biden administration? 4 years before that craziness. And then 4 years before that, 4, 8, 12, 16. I'm 33. My adult life has been a roller coaster because of these past administrations. And you're going to tell me now this is what we have to deal with? The last administration was a roller coaster. A lot of things were up and down. You know, new things were introduced. It wasn't that bad, but prices were crazy. Prices were crazy. You're going to tell me that it wasn't? You're going to tell me that inflation wasn't a real thing? Gas prices were not through the roof? We weren't starting wars and spending money like crazy? And healthcare is still the same? Benefits for veterans are still the same? Disability for the people who needed it are still the same? A freaking emergency vehicle that comes to pick someone up costs $1 million, $1,000 trip. A person would rather drive themselves to the freaking ER than have to pay because they know the corruption and the bills behind it. The pharmaceutical industry is so corrupt. Dude. You're sending billions of dollars to Ukraine, a country nobody knew about. Nobody paid attention to it except a Ukrainian in America. And where are they? Where were they actually? All of a sudden, a war starts. And now we got Ukrainians everywhere holding up flags because of where Americans were sending money to a country. Hey, billions of dollars. Billions of dollars from taxpayer wallets to Ukraine. For what? What? Bullets, uniforms, training? Fight Russia? Did I want to fight Russia? Did I say I want to fight Russia? Putin. Do I have a problem with them? No. Did you ask me? No. What are we doing? Once again. I can't calm down. I can't. Look, I'm always on edge when things are normal. And things are not normal. Did you notice? Did you look around?
Oh my God! Wow!
Nobody has work. People can't find jobs. They're getting fired and robots are taking over. People in IT in America can't find jobs because Americans aren't doing those jobs anymore, buddy. Why don't you ask around? Go look at some of the applications. There's people benefiting off of our industry that don't care about our country. Even if you're a citizen, I don't care where you're from. You're paying taxes. You deserve a fair chance. College students are coming out of universities and they're not able to find employment. They can, and forget employment. They want a house, they can't get a job. You can't get a job, you can't have a life. So there's people taking their livelihood out of their hands, squeezing it, throwing it on the street, running it over, coming back, running it over again, and then saying, hey, what's wrong? What's wrong, man? You all right? Everything good? Oh, matter of fact, don't forget to file your taxes and pay because you still owe us money. If there was like a meter that I could put in my videos of rage, a rage meter, a rage.
Man, I got too much money on this game, dog. Too much money on this game. Man.
Look. This is not adulthood. Okay, this is not the adulthood that people talked about. This is not you go get an education and you can go and work the American dream, have a family in the middle class that's affordable with rent that's realistic, and you can start a family. Your wife or your kids, someone can stay at home and raise them. Yeah, because someone from the family could raise your kids so they can be regular, not depressed, and then they could be a good part of society. That was the American dream. That the rent for a middle class house was about $1,000, maybe a little over. And then you got a good salary that you could send your kids to school. You could feed them. You could pay the electric bill. You could pay utilities, and you could afford a living. You could live. You could simply live. Those freaking days are gone. Okay? You hear me? Those freaking days are gone. Those days are gone. Somebody killed them. Who did it? I don't freaking know. But I know it's gone. The scariest part, and why I'm so tense, is it coming back? Is it coming back? No, I'm literally, my face is squeezing. It's tensing. The muscles are just like, I feel like Hulk. Like I'm gonna like pop, And everyone I know, all my friends, family, you get in a circle, you start talking, politics. Everybody feels the same. You got to start throwing off the red flags, throwing the towel, man. When everybody around you feels the same, something's wrong. Eggs are too expensive. Gas is too expensive. Paying for your kids' daycare is too expensive. Education is too expensive. Where are we going? My friends, my colleagues, viewers, where is this country going? Where are we headed? The stuff that's going on, as you can see around us, is crazy. So therefore, the intensity is going to get picked up. You got to match what's going on. The crazy here needs to match the crazy outside because things are getting wild. Okay. So I'm stepping up my energy and I'm going to bring that same drive that's going on in the outside to these videos. And this is just going to be the standard. because the energy that I'm going to bring is what's needed to get this message out. Because some of these topics are personal, they're close to home, they're freaking, everybody feels them, and it's getting real. And it has to be covered. That's why I'm covering it. That's why I'm doing this. Because someone like me needs to be in this arena with these freaking devils, these demons, politicians. They're the ones who are destroying and dividing us. Not me, not you, not your everyday tax-paying citizen. The intensity is common among many of us that fought for this country, that put their life on the line, and we all feel it. Every American feels this. Every person in a country, that the country uses them and takes all their money and then spends it in ways and then tells us in our face that we're fine, that they're doing the right thing, that you're lying to us. You're lying to our face and then telling us you're not. People are not stupid. So these videos are intense for a reason. Because when you hear something, when you see these things, this is what comes out. Not, okay, yeah, that's fine. No, that's not what happens. I'm not built like that. There's always the humor. The humor's there. I can laugh. And trust me, I can crack a joke when I need to. But when it's time to strap up, get out there in the dark, and be ready for war and be ready to fight, I don't hesitate. I do not hesitate. I don't hesitate. I don't hesitate. I enjoy it. I enjoy the darkness. I enjoy that tough moment. I don't care when it ends. That tough moment is what makes you. I've been through them. And it's nothing for me. Because that's how life is. When you're made in the darkness, when you're made out of toughness, you're made in the environment that molded you to be hard. Life is not hard. You can survive off nothing. Survival is something you always did. Are we heading to the end of the cliff? Are we heading to disaster? Or, let me lighten the mood here a little bit, okay? Let me try to throw in a little bit of positivity, because with so much stress, so much anger, so much adversity people are facing right now and have been facing and are tired of having to deal with it. We need to try and have some hope. I know it's nearly impossible. Nearly impossible to have hope in this time. But hope is best served cold. In times of hardship, in times where you feel all hope is lost, you have nowhere to turn, you have no resources, you have nobody reaching out to you, you're on the bottom of you have nothing left to give, you have no energy, you have no one helping you, you are literally at the bottom of the pit. You are begging for help. You're looking for an escape. The only thing that can take you out of that dungeon, that hell, is hope. Even if you keep a little bit of it. If you're in darkness and you see a little bit of light, that hope can get you out. We are in the darkness. Whether you like it or not, we are in the darkness. We are in the pit. We are in the pit from these politicians. We are in the dungeon from all of these lobbyists, the people that do not care about us. We are stuck. We're being punished. But there is a little bit of hope. It's pure darkness. There's a little bit of hope, and we can get out of it. We have to push. We have to believe there's something better coming. You have to believe there's something better coming out of all of this darkness. Can Elon Musk turn Doge into something that can improve the government, that can also help the Trump administration give back to the American citizens, improve the tax brackets, lower the income, lower economy, lower the prices in the economy, lower cost of living, make a better health insurance, because these are all the promises that they're making. Let's just say they can do it. Let's just say that gas will keep going down. Groceries will be cheaper. You can go to a restaurant. You can buy one meal for $10. You can pay for daycare. You can go to the doctor and get treated fairly. An average citizen can live a comfortable life. Let's just say that happens. Then this country can be great once again. This country can be comfortable for everyone. And this country can be worth being a patriot of. You can proudly say you're American. You can put a flag up. You can look at your neighbors and help them out, because we're all in this together. It's a community. Because that's how it used to be. That's how good countries felt. They felt a peace. You felt a peace of mind in your community. People were giving kind of the same amounts. You were protected. Things were affordable, and you were able to live a comfortable life. If that can happen, you need to hold on to that hope. We need to hold on to that little bit of hope, because I think it can happen. I think we can get there, and we're really close. Believe me or not. Believe in Elon or not. Believe in this administration or not, or the last administration. Even if I didn't agree with Obama or Biden or Trump, or let's say this last 4 years, if I didn't agree with them, I had hope that this country would do something, and that they would do something for this country, regardless of my views. Because there's always hope. If you don't have hope, you will fail. You will become a failure. Everything you do, you will see no way out. And that is your one-way ticket to failure. You don't want to do that. So buckle up. Let's tighten up the straps, those boots, and get ready to rock and roll, because this is going to be a long stretch, and you got to be in it. We all need to buckle up. We need to get ready. We need to get mentally strong, and we need to focus, because we can do this. This country can do this. people of this country can come out of this. Whatever happens at the end, we can do it. Now, here's my thing. Here's what I have come to terms with. And I think this is what's going to happen. If you feel otherwise, please present an argument based off facts. Okay, here we go. This is what I think. This is what I think is going to happen. And this is where I think this country is headed. And the American citizens, most people are not prepared. The American way of life, the last, I would say maybe 50 years, maybe 100 years, the banking system here, the war machine in America, the invader doctrine, the going to other countries and acquiring resources, which is what empires do, whether you like it or not. The tactics, the crazy intelligence agencies we have, the tactics we use to acquire said resources and ensure that no other country gets ahead of us, has allowed the American citizen a top tier way of life, of abundance, of having anything they wanted, snap of a finger, running water that was rarely ever affected, if ever, electricity, shelter, transportation, education, healthcare, you name it. The level was up here. Yeah, it's going to go out of the camera. Skyrocketed because of our wars we won, whether we won them or we kept them going, or the reason we started them. The giant war machine that brought in all this money into the economy. The insane intelligence department we have. The standard of living in America was way up there. And people were living with that out of their means. So that means you could come to this country, you could get a loan. Low interest. And that was the American dream. You could get a house. You didn't save up? That's fine. You can get a house. You didn't save up? That's okay. We have 1 billion cars because we lended them. We used bank loans on interest. We gave it to automobile industries and they made a bunch of cars off loans. And now they're going to try to make that money back. And people are going to pay money with money they don't have, with interest rates by the Federal Reserve. And these banks putting an interest rate. So the banks put an interest rate on you, while the bank themselves has an interest rate from someone else. That's a lot of interest. And that's a lot of parties involved. That's a lot of corruption, potentially. Now, when you live in a country that's basically heaven, whether or not you believe in interest, whether or not you believe in loans, and you want to go dig up into the unfairness of them and who created them, and whether or not you think it's fine or you think it's right or wrong, the system existed. That system was a huge luxury. And it was a temporary luxury that if you as an American got used to that lifestyle and you weren't looking over your shoulder or just looking around like, hey, what the heck, man? How did I get all this stuff? Can this just disappear? Why isn't someone coming to steal it? My resources, does everyone just have so much? How are we doing this? Those were good questions because I used to ask that all the time. You know, we came here. I was born here. I went back into a pretty rough situation where they didn't have all that stuff, and I came back 7, 8 years old, and I'm like, what is all this? Where did this come from? How are they making all this? How fast are they making this? How do they have so much? We have cars everywhere. We have roads. They're clean roads. There's water. It tastes amazing. I can drink from the sink water. And there's so many types of water. There's bottle this, there's bottle that. There's food everywhere. The food is never ending. How are people poor? Why are we throwing it away? The standard of living is going to drop after they decrease this insane amount of spending. They find all the fraud and abuse and all these random jobs that were created and people actually made a living off of because they had no idea. Once again, it's not the American citizens' fault because they go and apply for jobs that were created and posted online and created by the government, overspending, and they would go and work that job thinking there was a career. They're getting rid of those jobs. They're probably not coming back because it was an insane amount of overspending which made a humongous economy. With a huge economy comes consumers, and people were buying stuff like crazy. Now everybody has things, and there's not enough jobs. There's not enough payments. So how are they going to sustain that life? That's the question. The standard of living is about to go down, and people need to quickly adjust. Whether that happens in a Great Depression or a recession, you need to prepare. Because America's about to get real because it used to be unreal with these unreal expectations from banks and interest and this and that. It's about to get freaking really, really ugly and real. So live within your means, be prepared, and get ready for the freaking drama that's about to come. Because it's here and it's slowly inching its way to start speeding up, and it's going to happen.
FBI, open up!
And Doge is not, they have a timeline. They're going to meet it. That is my prediction. So basically, in summary, to summarize my prediction and to summarize what's going to happen, and it's going to happen, is that Doge will make all these cuts. And Trump administration is about to squeeze the government, make it smaller, and that's going to cut all these crazy jobs and duplicate jobs that we have, and all these jobs we created. Everyone gets a job. There's jobs for jobs, and you can get a job for another job. There's businesses to make a business. There's business people making businesses. It's just never ending. Just be ready. That is all about to go away.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
It's going to get harder. It's not going to be like this anymore. Upside down pyramid. You go in, you start from the bottom, and it just gets better and better. It's going to get like this. Yeah, believe it or not. Look, man. It's freaking 3 a.m. here, okay? And I'm making a video. You think I'm losing my mind here? You think I'm losing my patience? Imagine the people losing their jobs right now, and they have families, they have kids, they have people and families to feed. Imagine them. You think I'm losing my mind? Imagine that. That's happening. People are losing their jobs, and this is the freaking start. AI is coming. Go watch Bill Gates talk about it. Go watch these other CEOs talk about it. When they casually sit back and they say, yeah, I think that the world is changing, it's rapidly evolving, and this is going to happen. 4 million jobs. This freaking CEO can casually say 4 million jobs, 400 billion jobs are going to go out of commission within the next 3 years. What kind of person says that with a straight face, gets on national television, and then has no empathy for people that are about to lose their jobs? And then the worst part about those videos, Bill Gates and such, they don't say a solution. They say, I see 4 million jobs being lost, and advancements are so awesome. Yeah, shut the hell up. Okay? What are those people going to do? How about a plan? Did your little insiders tell you that when all these people in tech lose their jobs, are they going to get paid? They're going to have to sell their house? Where are they going to go? Do we have a freaking plan? Or is your plan that you got on this damn show to get paid and tell people that they're about to lose their job and those jobs aren't coming back? Look, the other day I read an article about this AI crap. I don't curse on this channel as much as I want to. I gotta bleep, bleep, bleep. I read an article. It was talking about AI taking the minute things out of the human's hands, the everyday tasks that we do not want to do, i.e., admin stuff, taking the cooking, going to work, doing weird jobs, the things that we really don't want to do. A lot of us don't. You know how to work? This article said that if we don't have to work, AI takes all those jobs, infrastructure, electricity, water filtration, HVACs, and all that. If AI can automate and do the job to provide shelter, food, and security for humans, then we can focus on things we love to do. I'm making videos talking because I yap. I talk a lot. I love to talk. Once you get my engine going, it's like a starter, a lawnmower, but the ones that automatically go with unlimited fuel. So once I start going, I can keep going. So obviously, I love to do this. If I could get paid to do this, if I didn't have to pay the damn bills like most of everybody else, then I would be doing this full time. That is a creative thing to do. So in a perfect world, great. Where the hell are you, AI? I don't see you. I'm looking at you, actually. You know what? ChatGPT does scare the hell out of me. ChatGPT is something that I'm going to get into in another video. ChatGPT is a demon. And you can't tell me that you're on the computer asking it all these questions and all of a sudden it has answers for you. You're literally talking to a demon. I'm looking at this camera and this technology is crazy. This microphone, how is this working? This is considered old technology now. So this new AI wave is about to hit us in places and in ways that we have never felt. And look, screw Bill Gates, okay? The guy made a big company. He gave a lot of jobs, whatever. Good job. I don't know how you got there. Hard work pays off. If you did it, great. I just don't see the way they talk. It seems like a lot of people say this, they're disconnected. But my thing is, once you get successful, and if you were a real, honest, true person, you should never change. You should be the same person you were before any of that money or anything. So when they get on these shows, it's almost like they're not your everyday human, or they talk different. It's like they have no compassion when they speak. And most of them look at us like we're just bodies, like a piece of meat and numbers. And that's what my biggest fear is, that I'm seeing these really powerful people talk about us and citizens like we're just numbers. That is my biggest fear. And my biggest concern is that they're going to look at us like just numbers. And if that happens, they look at us like we're just numbers, and they're just going to start eliminating people, and they're not going to create some type of standardized income so the people can live and have security. They're not going to take that as a priority. And then that ripple effect of society society basically collapsing because no one has jobs, and then they're going crazy looting places, and AI is not able to keep up with those people, and those are the people that are going to get left behind. And the reason I say that is because the reality is we leave people behind all the time. Society keeps moving forward and homeless people are on the street. They're left behind. Even if it's somebody that doesn't have a drug problem or mental illness, mental issue, mental illness, and they're just on the street because they couldn't keep up with the world. And if we end up like that, I'm starting to see the trend that these people in AI are moving so fast that they honestly don't care. They don't care about the average human, the average person. And they're starting to look at people as numbers, as human beings. Human beings, they're seeing as numbers. They're seeing human beings as less than an actual soul. And they're starting to count and dehumanize people. And I'm going to go as far as saying that some of these people have looked at AI and robots as more valuable than humans themselves. If you're not seeing this, if you're not seeing some of these tech giants, some of these people that are in AI, and somehow they've lost that sense of humanity and they've lost touch with reality and they forgot that humans have souls and a connection and that's where real value comes in, they have started to give more. They have started to give more. What's the word I'm looking for? What is the word? It's not coming to me. Hey, hello, anybody in there? Knock, knock. It's not coming to me. What's the word? Got it. They have given more importance to robots and these freaking wires and this Wi-Fi and technology than their own counterparts and human beings. The soul and the thing that was created by God himself, they're giving more importance to this robot that is not created. It's man-made. It wasn't divine. Our souls can never be replaced. We're living in a crazy time. You know, there were reporters 20 years ago that used to report on this. Now we're living in times where there's podcasters like me and people who like to get up and talk. And I get really, really energized about certain topics. So this topic is real. We're living in a time where there's robots. We're living in a time with politicians doing crazy things and the people are not getting taken care of. And we're living in the craziest political climate you could ever even come across or even couldn't even dream of this, okay? There's wars going on. There's conflicts. World War III talks. People talking about the draft. People getting deported. This is happening in your backyard. Screw racism. That was a freaking topic of last administration. People forgot about racism because there wasn't enough going on. And now there's so much craziness that wasn't even a big deal anymore. That's how crazy we are now. Nobody talks about Hollywood and cults anymore. People are talking about all these people, thousands of people losing their jobs. Are we going to be able to pay for food? Are we going to be able to have gas? How can we stop a civil war? How can we stop a World War III? People are talking about that. And before the World War started, that's what people were talking about. Don't think it can't happen. It can happen overnight. It can happen in a second. We good. What is really going on? What is really going on in this government? What is Elon Musk really doing? Are these people trustworthy? Can we trust them? Can I sit there and have a conversation with Elon Musk right here across from my desk and feel like he's a normal person? Your everyday average Joe. Can I go and meet this guy, talk to him one-on-one? I don't know. I look at him and I'm like, man, I really can't get a read. I can't tell if this is a normal guy. And sometimes he does feel like it, but then he talks about Mars and he talks about going to a planetary civilization, leaving Earth. And spaceships and all the crazy robotics and aliens talks. And then on the other hand, some days he looks like a normal guy. He seems like he wants good for this country. He wants us to thrive. He wants citizens to do well. He sounds like all the plans that he has, it seems good. But in the back of my head, these billionaires, can we trust them? Can the average citizen, tax-paying citizen that gets all of our taxes taken from us, by the way, they take everything from you. They take everything from me. You can make as much money as you want, but they take it. They take it, they spend it. Can we trust them with our money, hard-earned money? They control everything. And I'm supposed to listen to these guys, and hopefully they're going to make decisions that help me? Whether or not you agree with him, you can go to doge.gov, look line by line at the cuts they're making, so you are informed in your conversations and not driven by emotions. So don't go into a conversation saying, I hate this person, I don't like these policies, and I don't like what they're doing. Oh, they do this because you saw a headline. Go do your research. So go to doge.gov, look at all the lines before you give an opinion to anyone. Now, here is what my take on this Doge stuff. I'm going to tell you, after looking at all the lines, after looking at their goals, their intentions before taking this administration and getting this contract to be consultants or IT support, whatever they want to call themselves, after looking at the website, looking at their mission and their purpose and where they want to get at the end of this, this is my conclusion. I'll give you my personal take on Elon Musk after looking at his history, his upbringing, his past, after looking at the cars he made and to the people he sold them to, his reputation during those 10 years, before he entered politics, during the political stunt and political time that he's been in now. I've looked at the people that follow him. I've looked at the people that are against him. And I've weighed both of those opinions. I put it all together and I've formulated my own take on who he is. And I'm going to provide a prediction and also tell you what I think of him as a person after watching hours and hours of podcasts and interviews and panel discussions on his Neuralink and the SpaceX and the Tesla and everything that he wants to do and he wants to see in the future, his beliefs, and what he wants for the government. Now, let me tell you what I think. So far, after watching everything, my opinion is he seems like a nice person. He seems like a pretty intelligent person, although you can tell that he may have had some assistance, but he's not dumb. So that's that part. As far as his character around people, he seems pretty, let's say, respectful in the panel discussions on podcasts he goes to. With the amount of money and power he has, he still allows people to talk. He likes to hear other people's opinions and bring brains together. So that's something I've noticed. Now, the odd thing I find about him as a very powerful person is his obsession with going to Mars, his lack of a belief in a higher power. He doesn't have this, he doesn't have a backing of how we were created, if we're going to go to heaven, if we have souls. He has a typical understanding of the human as those really smart so-called scientists that were atheists or have no belief. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing that you don't believe anything, but with that mindset, he is pursuing unlimited human potential to try to make us cyborgs and try to go to another planet without any belief that most of the three Abrahamic religions have, is that this earth was created for us, as in the perfect atmosphere, perfect oxygen, perfect gravity, perfect food. Everything is there in front of us because it was made for us. When you don't have that foundation, as someone like Elon Musk or someone like, I wouldn't say Donald Trump because he does claim to be a Christian, but these super wealthy elites and rich people typically don't have some type of afterlife belief, and they don't have a higher power. It's almost as if they don't want to submit to a god, and that is where it's a little concerning. My take on all of these tech giants, elite billionaires, is they forget that we are human. They forget the humanity that exists inside of us. They don't believe in a soul. They don't believe in an afterlife. They don't believe in what created this. They believe in the Big Bang. They believe we were ancestors of monkeys. And the theist perspective on all this stuff is completely opposite. So a theist will look at it like we have a purpose to go here. An atheist will look at it as we have a purpose, we're going to get here, but what comes after that? So there's always questions, there's always theories, and you have to figure out why. And you always look back at history saying they never found this answer, but they might have found the answer, but they got this close, but we got to keep searching, keep searching, keep searching. And the holy text say there are always these people that search. And so my conclusion to Elon Musk is overall 80%. He's a bright guy. He seems like he has good character. He did a lot for this country already. You can't take that away. A lot of you people used to drive Teslas, and now you want to switch up because he's joined the politicians. When you join political ranks and you start running for office, things like this happen. They attack you. They want to demean you. They want to bring up your past. So when you get up in the public spotlight, they will ruin your image if they want to. One side and the other side, they just keep going at it. So whether, anyone that enters the political space, they get attacked, and both sides are doing it to each other. It's pathetic, really, but that's where we are. So Elon had a decent reputation before coming into the political game, and now it's all being destroyed, ruined with propaganda. Some true, some might not true, but it depends what lens you're looking at it from. But I just took all perspectives, whether it's Democrats, Republicans, liberals, libertarians, and put it all together. And that is my take. That is my collective point of view. So yours might be different, but I do this to everybody. I don't just give Elon Musk that because I'm somehow I lean that way or not, but it's not like that, because these guys aren't sitting here paying my bills. Okay, they need to do better for the average American or every American that's out here working, and they're not. So obviously I'm not for them. Okay, I am here to hold them accountable because they are accountable to us. They're accountable to the taxpayers, and all of a sudden these guys think they're not. They get all this power to make decisions, to pass bills, and then with our money, they decide what to do with it. But our job is to hold them accountable. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to go one way or the other, because I want both parties to come together and do what's best for everybody. So to summarize it, this part one, can we trust the government? Can we trust people like Elon Musk? If they have good character and they want what's best for society and the country, and they are patriots and they have pride in this country and they want best for everyone, and it actually happens and it shows, then yes, we can trust the government. Has there been a time where people do not trust the government? Plenty. It goes up and down. There's been recently, it's been really crazy because of world conflicts and poverty and everything else you can name. You can go down the list, and I'll talk about that in later parts of this episode. But overall, right now, I can trust Elon Musk. I can trust what the cabinet's doing, and we'll see when the results come out. But you have to have faith, or else it's just going to get dark. It's not worth living in this country if you don't have any faith or hope, and it's just not going to be a good outcome. So, if you have an opinion, you want to share it, I'd like to hear it, see where you're coming from, give me your sources, tell me why and why you believe that way, Now we can have some good discussions. So that's what this podcast is about. So yeah, that's my take on Elon and the government and whether or not we can trust them. But man, this stuff. Check back and see where we are in a year or 18 months from now, because the fiscal years and the annual budget aligns with the changes that they want. So if you want to check fiscal year 25, where we are now, fiscal year 26 should have improvements, and 27 and 28 should show it. So we will be able to check the numbers, and we're going to check the numbers. Let me know what you think in the comments, because this is something that's been on my mind lately. This guy's been in the media for the last couple of years. I've been following him on Joe Rogan, on all the podcasts he's at. Of course, I love the cars. It's American made. How can you not love it? And then now he's in the spotlight. He's getting a lot of these interviews. Look, one, he's a socially awkward guy. You can tell by the way he talks, he's smart. He says a lot of things. He's done a lot of things. You can't take that away from him. But he does have this odd way of talking. And if you put anybody in front of the camera, you're going to see that. You can assess and criticize how I talk, how I look, how I stand, and the motions that I do. So I'm not going to judge him based off of that type of criticism, because put anybody in front of a camera and they're just a whole different person, you know? And the entire world is going to analyze and criticize and judge who and what they are. So if I put that aside, if I put that judgment to the side, and then I try to figure out who this guy is, I personally can't. I can't tell unless I sat with him right here one-on-one. We went out to golf. We went out to hang out. That would give me a better idea as to who this person is and trust him. But us as American citizens, or any country you are in, you have to blindly trust the politicians, and you have to hope they have the best interest for you and to make your life easier. And that's just the way countries run, governments run. We are all stuck in this pattern. If you enjoyed the video, this one was a little more intense, because this is how it's going to be. Some of this stuff hits home, man. I got strong fists. Some of this stuff hits close to home. It's hitting close to home for a lot of people, including myself. I feel it every day now. There's a big stress on providers. There's a big stress on people making a living. And we see it. We see people getting fired. You know? So these videos are going to get more intense. This is not going to stop. I'm going to follow it closely. And I've decided to follow it closely for a reason. Because I can give you an input that you won't get anywhere else. Because of my background, because where I came from, my experience is where I am now. And I can tell you the real facts by breaking things down with research and giving you really good predictions on what's coming. So stay tuned. Put in your earplugs. Turn it up. Listen. Follow. Make sure you like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the alerts. You don't want to miss any of these videos. Elon Musk just had an interview and I'm covering it, because I'm going to give you analysis that you're not going to get anywhere else. I promise you. There's a lot more videos coming. Stay tuned. Let's join the community. Let's grow this. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Today we covered Elon's interview with Fox and his team getting on there and talking. We covered the craziness of AI that is here and that is coming. We covered the people losing their jobs. And then we covered, what was the last thing we covered? What was that last part? Guys, I know this video is a little more intense than usual, but this is how it's going to go from now on. So I want to set the standard because these topics are starting to hit at home for everybody, including me. You can tell there is a craziness in the air. I'm following this administration for a reason because it could be the last administration this country sees. There's a reason I'm about to dive into these subjects because of my background and my experience. And I'm going to bring you the analysis that the normal person deserves because I can dive into the research and get the facts and get out there on the ground if I need to get out there on the ground and get you the facts and the analysis that we need to make the proper assessment. Things are getting crazy and we all know that. So a level of intensity is needed. And it's just the inside of me, that passion, that freaking fire is getting ignited because this stuff is getting crazy and is getting wild. It's getting real. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We covered Elon's interview with his team on Doge, and we covered the freaking AI that's here and the AI that's coming. And we covered my prediction on Department of Government efficiency and where this country is going to go and what's going to happen to our standards. I hope you enjoyed those topics. Please leave your feedback in the comments. That's how we can get this algorithm going better. That's how we can get this community stronger and bigger. And that's how I can make a living myself. And that's how we can grow as a podcast. And I'll be able to fund this and get the guests that I want on here so we can follow this administration better and cover what we need to cover. So I appreciate you tuning in. I truly appreciate you watching, taking the time out, engaging and actually listening. And it means everything because this podcast is important. These episodes are important. So please hit that like button, subscribe, make sure you hit the alert because this is not going to, there's more content coming your way. Every single topic, every single headline, make sure you tune in because I'm going to cover it and I'm going to get it to you in the right format that you're looking for, unbiased, with analytics, with facts, with proper research, and a little bit of that American and a little bit of that opinion that all of us are looking for because you want real, you don't want fake, you don't want scripted, and it's all here. So I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you once again for tuning in. Without you, none of this is possible. So I hope you have a great day. Stay strong. Face adversity. All of this storm will pass and we'll get through this. Remember, there's always light in the darkness. Peace out.